Hey there, cat fans. Welcome to Meowster Podcast. I'm Rebecca Zish. That's Tim Black.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you, Tim?
I'm good, Rebecca. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good. Yeah.
As things go, I suppose. Today, we are here to do, so last year, for our first episode of the year, we shared with each other our favorite cat stories from the news from the year. And then we had the idea to maybe do that again, but then we forgot.
Right.
So this episode is for February 1st. So this is a month late.
Hey, people are still saying Happy New Year.
Okay. Some people are.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know that anybody said that to me at all, except, at the New Year.
Okay.
Do people really go around saying that?
Yeah.
Really?
People don't say Happy New Year to you after January 1st?
No.
Really?
No.
It goes on for months. People say
Really?
it into March at least.
No.
Yes.
Okay. That is not happening to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, but...
No, I mean, like, ever. I don't...
really? Ever?
Yeah.
I'm shocked and surprised at that
No.
nobody says Happy New Year to you after January 1st, ever. Your whole life.
Well, I mean, like, maybe, like, for, like, the weekend of the New Year or something.
The
But
weekend of the New Year?
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, like, if the New Year...
Someone sees you on
falls on
January
a
7th.
weekend.
Someone sees you on January 7th. They haven't seen you for a while.
They just say hi. And I am saying...
I don't do it. I don't go around saying Happy New Year after.
Well, clearly I don't.
Well, clearly.
I mean, but I think I'm saying that definitely this year
It's not happening.
it is not happening.
Okay.
It's not happening.
For sure.
I think people just aren't happy to be in the new year.
Well, that's a legitimate observation.
So there's that. Okay, but instead of discussing our favorite cat stories of the prior year, I had the idea to discuss our favorite internet cats.
Yeah.
Of
all time.
Well, not of all time. I mean, for me, this is like the cat I found last year.
Okay.
That I've been following now for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how you did it, but that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
You?
I just picked out one of my favorite cats that I follow on Twitter.
Okay.
Of many.
Of many Twitter cats.
Yes.
The cats of Twitter is a hashtag. It's a common hashtag, cats of Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it also, and then Instagram cats.
Cats of Instagram.
Isn't that another common hashtag?
That is, yeah.
So, or am I making that up?
No, you're not making that up.
Okay.
That's
now,
a legitimate
I feel like I'm
thing.
making everything up now. I was challenged for my previous comment about saying Happy New Year, and now I'm afraid to say anything.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first.
Please do.
Well, unless you want to do that thing where we flip a coin.
No, you go first because your laptop is dying.
Oh yeah, that's true. My laptop is dying.
And I don't have a USB cable.
Yeah. Well, and folks, I didn't bring my charger because my laptop had been charging for hours.
Yeah.
And yet somehow not.
Who knows?
I don't like that.
No, that's not a good thing.
Makes me fearful. There's probably people listening now going, "Oh, I know what that is. I know how to fix that." No, it probably just wasn't plugged in the whole way. And I just didn't realize it, right?
We've all done that.
Have we?
I have.
That makes me feel better.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm glad I can make you feel better.
Especially after you attacked me.
Happy New Year, Rebecca.
No. No, thank you.
Oh my God.
I refuse your comment. Your blessings. I slough them off. All right. So I wanted to share with everybody. So this cat took off last year online. This cat's name is Felix, the Huddersfield Station cat. And Felix is 5 years old. And you might imagine that Felix is a boy cat. Felix is not a boy cat.
Oh.
Felix is a girl cat.
I did not know that.
Who was mistaken for a boy when she first went to live at the Huddersfield Station.
Okay.
And the Huddersfield Station is a train station in Yorkshire, England.
Okay.
And so back in 2011, the full story is unclear, I thought I knew it, but I think I'd maybe invented something. Because when I went to find where her whole story was written. Basically, the story you can find is that she was a tiny little kitten and she had a home with some people.
Okay.
But perhaps people thought she'd be happier where she could go outside.
Oh, okay.
And so she somehow ended up living at a train station.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot of pieces missing there.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought that she'd wandered into the train station.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find that story written again anywhere.
Okay.
So in any case, she came to the train station as a tiny kitten.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's 5 years old. And the reason why she took off last year online was because last year in 2016, the Trans-Pennine Railway line, which is the Huddersfield station is on the Trans-Pennine Rail. It's spelled Transpenine.
Makes sense to me. I don't know.
I mean, the blessings to all our Happy New Year to all our British listeners, but but sometimes they pronounce things in ways that Americans aren't expecting.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Gloucester.
Right. It's not Gloucester.
No. Gloucester. Right. So I feel like I may be saying this incorrectly.
Right.
But in any case, that's how it's spelled. They decided to give her an official job title, and so these pictures of her went viral,
mm-hmm.
and these stories that were done on national British television went viral.
Okay.
As well as in, all the major newspapers. And then it was like in all these international newspapers. And before you knew it, when they gave her job title, which by the way is Senior Pest Controller.
Okay.
For Trans-Pennine Express at Huddersfield Railway Station in West Yorkshire, UK. That was that's her official title.
All right.
And they gave her one of those yellow high visibility jackets. It was made for her, so it's more like a cape with a Velcro around her neck.
Yeah.
And then an official name tag that attaches to the jacket.
Okay.
And then they took some video of her walking around on the train platform like that.
Yeah.
And it just, it went crazy. The internet went crazy. And she went from having about 20,000 followers on Facebook at the time that her job promotion was announced, right? To 100,000. In like a matter of a few months.
Okay.
So she has...
That's pretty good.
So as of this day that we're recording this, she has 101,738 followers.
Wow.
On Facebook.
Okay.
She has a YouTube channel with some of the videos that they take of her around the station, but mostly you just want to follow her on Facebook to see all of her... just to see her.
Yeah.
She is beautiful. She's this beautiful long-haired black and white cat that is very, as we would say in America, she is very fluffy.
Yeah.
But apparently in Yorkshire, they say that she's floofy.
Floofy.
And they spell it Floofy.
Okay.
And it's in like all of her posts and things talking about, I'm having a floofy day, and, floofiness to everyone. And I assume it's all the people she works with. Take videos of her, take pictures of her, and they get posted all the time. So she's got a lot of people who create content
on her behalf. Sure.
Yeah, and some of them like to add captions on the photos, which are funny.
Yeah.
And some of them just... and she has some ongoing gags, which are, she'll look at the camera with a real stone face.
Yeah.
Like she seems very stone faced.
Okay.
And so they'll post a really dumb joke. And it just looks like she's
my reaction to your dumb joke. Yes.
She's like, one of my coworkers told me this today. And she's just got a stone face. That always makes me laugh. They also take a lot of pictures of her, sleeping around the station. There's a very funny video of her. There's two, I think probably my two favorite videos of her are called Felix on the Night Patrol or on the Night Shift, volumes 1 and 2.
Okay.
And you can find those on her Facebook page. They're also in her YouTube page or YouTube channel. So you can see them. a couple places, but someone who works on the night shift took these videos of her last year sometime, and they're just too great because they are what all of our cats do at night, but they're like time stamped.
Oh,
so
okay.
So at like 2:30 a.m. she was sleeping in basket, and at 2:38 a.m. she was meowing for food.
Okay.
2:32 a.m. So it's,
Right.
it's very funny. And then, but if you want to watch her night shift video, volume 2, she plays tag and she hides in the maps at the station, and it's very funny.
Wow.
She like hides down in the maps. And then when the human coworker comes up with the camera or the phone, she like jumps up with giant pupils. It's just so funny that yes, a cat would love to work in a 24-hour train station with like people who have to be awake.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't that, it
makes sense.
Brilliant.
Yeah, to have someone,
there to play with you all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, how does she handle the trains when they come in?
She seems fine. I found one video online. Basically, the people she works with don't take pictures of her like down on the tracks. Mm-hmm. But I did find a video someone else posted, just some random person. But years ago, before she was online, in 2013, I think this was posted. Yeah. Where she's actually down in the tracks, like sniffing around. Yeah. And that's where she goes sniffing for rats and stuff.
Okay,
so
sure.
They've officially said that like since she came to work there, no one's seen any mice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know if that's true. But she's supposed to be especially adept at chasing pigeons off the platform.
Oh, okay.
And that's how she got her official title. And job because she was just so good at there are no pigeons on the platform at the Huddersfield station because she chases them off. And online she has an arch enemy they call Percy the pigeon. And they often say that she's watching for Percy. And there's been I was trying to find this to talk to you about. I mean, it's not good podcast stuff because it's visual anyway. Yeah. But sometime last year, there was some graffiti painted at the station of Percy the pigeon as if like Percy had done it.
Okay.
Like to get
taunt,
her goat. Yeah. And then there's also a mouse or a rat character that sometimes shows up in her social media stuff, and I couldn't find his name. But yes, she supposedly has a mouse and a rat. I don't remember because I couldn't find it. And a pigeon.
Okay. That
harass her and lead her to try to do her job better or something. She does have her own cat flap labeled just for her that leads her back into the offices at the train station.
Employees only.
Yeah, it's labeled Felix, and it has a little picture of a cat on it that was officially put there by the railway people. But what's hilarious is you'll find there's a few videos that show her she does not use the cat flap.
Oh, yeah?
She squeezes herself around the side of it.
Oh, okay.
So there's several videos you can find where she like walks right up to the cat flap and then goes, no thank you.
This thing.
And like squeezes through. And there's one where whatever coworker made the video actually put, subtitles on it that was like, oh, my cat flap. Nope, not using that today. There's also a dude. I say dude because I can't think of his name right now. Yeah. Who writes songs about her.
Oh, really?
And puts them on YouTube. And they are, what would be the way to describe? Well, we could listen to one.
Oh, great.
Howdy, folks. I want you to sit back and listen to a new song. Now, this song is about a new word. And that new word describes one great cat. And that cat is Felix. Think you might have heard of her. Well, there's a new word that's going around. You might have heard it. It's a funny little sound. The word describes my favorite feline who lives on Huddersfield Railway Line. We're all so excited that Felix tell the truth. That new word is floof. She's got floof on her ears and floof on her nose, floof on her whiskers and floof on her toes. She's got floof on her tail and floof on her paws. I think it's the floof that everyone adores. Floof on her ears and floof on her nose, floof on her whiskers and a pretty little toes.
All right.
Oh my.
All right. So you get the idea. There's a few of those.
Yeah.
One of them is actually not a parody, but with the lyrics rewritten to the great Pogue song "Fairy Tale of New York."
Okay. Yeah.
As the furry tale of Huddersfield Station, and it's a Christmas story about Felix and Percy the pigeon trying to be friends.
Oh, I like that.
Makes no sense to me. 'Cause they don't need to be friends.
No, they don't.
So another great thing, obviously, Felix is super popular online, so people send her gift packages.
Wow.
Like just from around the world.
Yeah.
They send her treats and food and toys and all
fun.
kinds of things.
Wow.
And it's more than she could ever
I can
manage.
imagine. Yeah.
So they gather it all together. They donate it to the local Yorkshire Humane Society or Yorkshire Animal Rescue.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's a regular thing on her Facebook page. It's really nice. They'll take a picture of her posing with like all of the things she's just gotten that week.
Oh my God.
And then they say this is going off to the cats. And
that's
recently
good.
They actually posted a video of a kitten at the rescue that gets all of her extra things.
Oh, really?
Investigating like this box that had arrived.
Mm-hmm.
That was very, very cute.
It is.
So that was nice. She had her first calendar published.
Oh, okay.
So there's a 2017 calendar of Felix that was published, the end of last year, at the end of 2016.
Yeah.
From the time they announced it was available for sale,
Mm-hmm.
they made 1,000 copies of it.
Okay.
And they sold out in 18 hours.
Oh, I'm surprised it took that long.
I know. Well, probably had something to do with the time difference between.
Probably.
I mean, I know by the time I saw it, it was already sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe they'll make more. But the money they raised from that also went to a nonprofit there in Yorkshire for elderly people. So.
Okay.
But there's always lots of pictures online of people going to visit her at the station.
Mm-hmm.
There was a picture recently of a little girl whose family actually lives nearby and travels at that station frequently.
Yeah.
And she had been looking for Felix for a very long time, like for 2 years or
really?
something. And she finally found her. So that makes me sad. And they do post occasionally to remind people that Felix is not always on patrol on the platform.
You're not always going to see.
You're not always going to
Felix,
find her.
for
You
sure.
could travel from Australia and you might not see her. So
That would be a bit of a letdown.
That would be a bit of a letdown.
Yes.
Yeah. But you can see lots of her online. She's certainly there. They certainly get lots of pictures of her. She's very pretty. I say fluffy. They do not.
They don't.
And if you like that song, here's a song about Percy the pigeon that he wrote.
Oh my God. Same guy?
Same guy.
Gooey! Percy! This is my song. I hope you like it. It's got lots of food in it. There's a pigeon called Percy at the railway. No Felix the cat is always chasing away. Pestering passengers for any scraps of food. Thinking that he's welcome is a misguided toad. Running up and down with his silly little legs. Dreaming of finding squash pasties from Greg's.
Anyway, so that's...
That has kind of a Sex Pistols vibe.
Yeah, no, Percy the pigeon, he's known online for eating whatever pasties people drop on the ground at the station.
Okay.
He's very fat.
Ah.
And then, here's the rat. Now I feel stupid. Because there is a song about this rat. Helix the rat.
Helix the rat, Helix the rat. His claws are really scratchy. It's Helix the rat, Helix the rat, Helix the rat. You'll know you'll never catch him. He's Helix the rat. Now everybody's eyes out of Huddersfield Station, where pest in action is the new sensation. Exterminated vermin killer Felix the cat. Got a creepy crawly adversary, Helix the rat.
So his name is John Carradus. It's Carradus.
Okay.
And you can go find his YouTube channel if you want to hear all his songs about the various wildlife that live at the Huddersfield station.
Are all his songs?
Those are all his songs. This is. Oh, you mean does he write?
Any other songs? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Is the extent of his repertoire all about the animals at Huddersfield Station?
The extent of his repertoire.
Okay. He's got a very niche appeal.
You know, he might work at the station.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
It doesn't say. There isn't. Yeah, he doesn't have anything in his about page. So, who knows? Oh, I was mistaken. No, he does have more.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just that people
his popular stuff is about
is about the wildlife at the Huddersfield Station. So that's the stuff that comes up immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. The furry tale of Huddersfield Station has 5,500 views.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
for a song about a very specific cat and
It
pigeon.
is. Yeah.
Oh, the other thing that's really charming is that at Christmas, Felix gets to go home with a coworker at Christmas.
Oh, really?
And have a Christmas with a tree and gifts and wrapping paper and
nice.
boxes and, you know.
How did they decide who? Did they pick somebody's name out of a hat?
I don't know, but I imagine that it's quite a sought after.
Yeah. Is there a waiting list or?
I get the impression that the station's like shut down for a couple of days.
Oh, okay. Over the holidays?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or maybe it's not open 24 hours for the holidays. That they have more limited schedule.
Uh-huh.
So, so they don't want to leave her there on her own.
I got it.
She gets to go with somebody.
That makes sense.
But for a cat that lives at a train station and like walks around on the platform and has, you know, really can go anywhere she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a picture. She apparently goes to to the parking lot next door.
Okay.
There's like because there's often pictures of her in a parking lot getting petted by people who work at a building next to the train station. So she might actually be expanding her universe. I'm not sure exactly.
Sure.
Yeah, but for a cat who has that kind of freedom to say, but now you have to go to this house and you can't go outside.
Yeah.
She seems perfectly comfortable with that because her Christmas pictures are just like, I'm here on a couch.
Oh, nice.
And I'm here playing with presents. And
Yeah.
I'm eating out of a different bowl. And, you know, she seems perfectly content.
This is fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, this past Christmas, she got to stay for a couple extra days, even.
Very good.
Yes. But they do ask that you don't send her a lot of treats, or just that you understand that if you do send them to her, they're just going to go to the rescue.
Yeah, they're not going straight to her.
She actually, when she went for her annual checkup this year, she had gained
Oh boy.
weight. So there was a reminder post.
Okay.
Please remember, we need to keep her healthy.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's Felix the Huddersfield station cat. She's got songs written about her and
Pretty cool.
lots of news items. And over 100,000 followers on Facebook. So
I follow her
she's doing
too.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found out about her through you.
Oh, and then the big deal is that there has been a book written about her.
Oh,
her
wow.
life story is being published later this year.
Oh wow.
There's already cover art.
Oh
You
really?
can see online.
Okay.
Yeah, and not just like a self-published deal. I mean, it's
like a legitimate book.
a legitimate book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll get her full kittenhood
Oh yeah.
story.
That would be interesting.
For a cat that's only 5 years old. Not sure what all there is to say, but
I don't know.
I do want to know, because for some reason I really do think that I read that she just showed up at the station one day as a kitten
I don't know. Could be.
saying, I'm hungry. I know how to chase pigeons.
Right.
We'll trade pigeon chasing for food, please.
Well, good for Felix.
But she's very tame and very sweet. She lets all kinds of people pet her. She jumps up on like benches on the platform next to strangers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, So it's not like she was a feral cat. I think there's probably a lot of feral cats that hang out in that kind of place. But she's a special floofy cat. So yeah. So Felix, the Huddersfield Station cat.
Very good.
With the confusing name.
That's it. Yes. I remember my dad one time took in a stray cat, and it was a black and white cat, and he named it Sylvester because it looked like Sylvester the cat from the cartoons.
Sure.
And Sylvester had kittens.
Yep. Yep.
So.
Felix has never had kittens.
No.
She got taken in right away. So all that fixed up.
Yeah.
But there's no other cats that hang around at the station. That's a common question people ask them. Mm-hmm. Where are the other cats?
What other cats?
Why don't you get her a friend? They're kind of like, I think we're good.
Okay.
So you don't want to risk it. Sometimes everything's going just fine. They have a very telegenic cat who's very friendly to everybody. Mm-hmm. Why would you mess with that?
Why would you?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
All
okay.
Right.
So who did you choose?
Well, I chose a Twitter cat.
Uh-huh.
And this cat's name is, he's got 3 names that he goes by.
Okay.
You can call him Socks. You could call him Sock-a-Million, which I think is weird.
Yeah.
Or you can call him Sockington, which is his Twitter handle, @Sockington.
Okay. So I imagine he has kitten mittens, little white kitten mittens, and that's why they call him Socks?
I suppose. He's a gray and white cat.
With white paws?
I suppose so.
Really?
I don't know what his paws. Look at him. There's a picture. He's sitting like a sausage. You can't see his.
He doesn't have his paw. Oh, weird.
And it's on Twitter, and he just kind of posts a lot of amusing tweets. It's not a lot of video or photos.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure. I'm assuming, yes, he's got to have white paws, but he's a gray and white, short-haired cat, not floofy at all. He was found as a stray outside a Boston subway station in 2004.
Okay.
And he lives with his pet guardian, Jason Scott, who tweets on his behalf.
He has trouble typing.
He can't type. He speaks no English himself. He's not new to Twitter. He's been on Twitter since 2007. And he's got 1.5 million followers.
Wow.
Actually, in July 2014, Parade magazine called him a pet power player and named him #1 in their list of pet social media sensations. So it's likely that some of our listeners are aware of him. If not, you should check him out. He's very funny. Jason Scott, the owner, there's 2 other cats that he also does Twitter accounts for. One of them, her name is Pennsylvania. They call her Penny. But it looks like actually she passed away late last year.
That's sad.
Yeah. The other one is named Tweety, who looks a lot like Socks and is nicknamed Sockleganger for that reason. I'm talking about Sockington himself and his amusing tweets. Let me give you some.
Yes, I'd like to hear some.
Some of his some examples. So, and it's a lot of just very simple stuff, but it's very, if you know cats, you know how cats think. I can see clearly now the blanket's gone. This one I really like. Lunch be a tuna tonight. Lunch be a tuna tonight. Lunch if you've ever been a tuna to begin with. Lunch be a tuna tonight. There's a really nice one here after Penny passed away. It's really sweet. It says, I only see Penny in my dreams now, so I really only miss her 30 minutes a day.
Sorry.
It says, remember to hug all furry friends, Socks Army, even if we hiss. Socks Army are, by the way, that's the name for Sock-a-Million fans.
Sure.
Next week on Sockington, more Sockington. If you are cold, they are cold. Let them inside. By them, I mean tuna trucks.
Yeah. What's a tuna truck?
I don't know. A truck full of tuna, I suppose.
Sockington imagines
That there is such a thing as a tuna truck.
They're just not letting them into his house.
Right. So here's a tweet from Penny, actually. Sockington, I swear I'm going to haunt you to the end of your days, you moron. So they have that kind of relationship. But this, they do a lot of things for charity and homeless cats as well.
Yeah.
There was a series of photos of shelter cats, and it was, promoting rescue cats for, so there's a lot of that kind of thing. It's so there's just tons and tons of pictures of people share their pictures with Sockington.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Felix did it was funny. And see, now I don't remember what it was for, and now my laptop's died, so I can't look it up. But
oh, no.
Felix did a walk for charity.
Oh, yeah?
But it was very clear from the beginning that she wasn't actually going to walk, you know?
Oh, right.
But she was taking pledges for this charity walk, and she raised, I want to say she raised like 20 or 30,000 pounds or something.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and then she also did this thing. It was a Lego challenge for charity, and some people wanted to build a Lego statue of her, and that's very cool. You can see that online.
That's cool.
But she was supporting them too. That was somehow it was a charity event. It was really. Sometimes I get confused. I'm like, how is this a thing? I'm not sure. But it says it's for charity. But it seems like her people, her co-workers, as I've been calling them, because I think that's
co-worker,
fair.
Of course, yeah. Absolutely. She got a job. She got a title.
They seem very aware that they can make a difference because of, and she's only got 100,000 followers, so. Mm-hmm. So I can only imagine what a cat with 1 million followers.
Yeah, I don't have any hard numbers nearby, but there is a Sox Army Twitter account as well, and they bring a lot of charitable causes to attention, things like that. They do a lot of things to raise money and awareness as well. So. Mm-hmm. So they've been approached, because he's so popular, for like endorsement deals and like merchandising, things like that. But they're not going to do that. He doesn't want to sell out. Sockington would not be endorsing products or selling out.
So it's the cat's choice.
It's the cat's choice, apparently, yes.
Well, he's 13 years old now.
At least, yeah. I don't know how old he was when he was found.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but he was found at the station 13 years ago. So
he's very cute. I like how his markings on his face are kind of angular.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's
got like a white spot on his face that highlights his nose.
Yeah, but it's kind of like he's got a gray stripe that comes diagonally across his face to cover his nose.
Right.
Which is an interesting look.
Yeah.
That I don't think I've seen very often on facial markings on a cat. You said the thing about sort of the sweet thing he said when Penny died. He was only going to miss her 30 minutes a day.
Yes. Because he only sees her in his dreams now.
Yeah, so Felix, oh my God, I laughed so hard at something Felix, or a human representing Felix, typed just before Christmas, this past December. Mm-hmm. And it was like, I can't tell you exactly what it said, but this is the gist.
Okay.
It was like 7 more days till Christmas, so only 70 sleeps until Santa comes.
Yes, of course.
And I'd never heard anybody say sleeps before.
Right, I like that.
And I found myself now, it has become a regular part of my own vocabulary that I refer to sleeps.
I think I'm going to start using that too.
How many more sleeps?
That's good.
Not just for the cats, for me
right.
too.
Yes.
Now I say to Pergo and Colonel Lind, "Oh, are you guys having your 3rd sleep of the day?" And I'll tell them it's time for sleep.
Along those lines, here's a recent Sockington tweet. Took a nap on the way to taking a nap and dreamed I was taking a nap while on the way to taking a nap. Napception. We must go sleeper.
Napception.
Here's another good one. Oh boy, a spider. Naming it Zoe. Hello, Zoe. I promise not to eat you if you come down. Aw, Zoe, why not trust this face?
It just occurred to me, though, that cats might better understand that movie Inception.
They might. Yeah. They wouldn't have to be put to sleep in the same way that the participants in that movie were.
No, because they sleep much more easily than people do. I'm noticing, so our listeners who may not be familiar, because I'm noticing as you're scrolling through Sockington's Twitter feed, that the typist does either all caps or all lowercase, but together in conjunction, as if to say, this is what Sockington is saying aloud, and this is what he's thinking.
Yeah, it does
that
kind
how
of
it
work out
works?
that way. It seems to, like, all caps. Remember to change your password often. Lowercase, avoid using meow. Trust me, all caps. Make it meow meow or something.
Yeah.
So it could be.
Yeah.
And now it is time for Hacker Cat Seminar. Hacker Cat seminars are very popular. Time for 0-day cat hacks.
Yeah. So all caps and then all.
That's sort of background information is the small letter stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if it also has something to do. So there's no audio or anything. We can't know.
No.
I wonder if it has something to do with the way he actually meows.
It might.
Like, I wonder if when he's talking, he's like, meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Because that's what it looks like.
Surely
All caps, lower, all caps.
Surely I have a transferable credit load for yarn by now. Dr. Socks looks much better in Cat Journal byline. Per or perish. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he's got like hairball sounds that are in all caps. I'm
yeah, or
noticing.
like chewing sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's hairballs or chewing or scratching in the litter box sounds. There's
I'd love to know what the theory is behind what's in caps and what's in lowercase.
there seems to be a formula there.
Yeah. I like this one for Christmas or early in December. Why is the tree in the house again? Every year I tell you, this is not proper landscaping.
You could put the every year I tell you. That's the lowercase part. You could almost put those in parentheses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is there a tree in the house again? This is not proper landscaping.
Right. But in between, every year I tell you, this is not proper landscaping.
We may be overthinking it.
No, I don't think so. I don't think, why would
it be done that?
Why would it be done that way?
See, there's the cat in the litter box sound effect. Chuff, 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 chuff. Brr. Where's the heated litter box, people?
Uh-huh. I think I like this. Everyone gets socks for Christmas. And now the thrilling cliffhanger. Will my tail knock down ornaments? Hint. Yes. See, that works.
That definitely works.
Yeah.
You can definitely
there's
see.
there's a building of tension with the lowercase.
Now the cliffhanger.
He wants you to listen more closely at that part.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, yep.
No, I feel silly for not having heard of this cat before.
1.5 million followers.
Has anyone ever written any songs about him?
Not that I know of. Possibly.
Felix has a whole...
He's got an album coming out.
Percy has a song. Helix the Rat has a song.
Yeah.
The Helix the Rat song sounds sort of like German metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I only heard a few bars.
Oh, no. That's why I didn't play any more of it. It's a little hard to listen to.
Okay.
But I mean, whoever this guy is, because there's no information on his YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
He surely loves Felix. So
Surely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's who I've got. Socks, a.k.a. Sock-a-Million, a.k.a. Sockington, at Sockington on Twitter.
So for our listeners,
Mm-hmm.
if you are more of a Facebook person,
Yeah.
you should go and follow Felix.
Mm-hmm.
Felix posts almost every day.
Yeah.
So there's something to see. And she actually wished all of her followers speaking of Happy New Year, but in every hour, in every time zone.
Oh, really?
They wished every time zone a Happy New Year.
I like that. That's nice.
I think it must be very quiet at the Huddersfield station on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Times Square, it is not.
No. So yes, but so at least in that 24-hour period, she posted a lot. She posts nearly every day.
Okay.
So you can follow her on Facebook, and it's worth reading. That between all the people she works with, they come up with something funny or touching to say every day.
Nice.
She's also a big fan of what they call Pub O'Clock.
Oh.
Which is Friday at 5 p.m.
I know what that is, yeah.
Yeah.
In every time zone.
No, she does wish everyone Pub O'Clock. on her Friday
Okay.
at 5 p.m. She reminds people to
It's
stop
public
working.
clout. Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems as if there's a pub like right next to the station
Okay.
because it seems like she goes there. I'm not sure. Like they haven't taken pictures of her inside the pub, but
Well, is she old enough to be in there?
she's only 5.
Yeah, see.
So no, but in cat years, she
Well,
would be old
okay,
enough.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's nice. She reminds people to stop working.
That's an important message.
It is. It is. In fact, she has said things like, there may still be a lot in your inbox.
It'll be there Monday.
That's right. She likes to remind everyone.
Yes.
It's pub o'clock.
Right.
She's very British.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but if you are a Twitter user, I'm not a Twitter user.
No, you're not.
But if you are a Twitter, I have a Twitter account.
Oh, so
I
does
just have never put anything.
so does Meowster Podcast.
But Meowster Podcast puts things in its Twitter account
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
I have never put anything in my Twitter.
Okay.
So speaking of social media, yeah, sure, Meowster Podcast. There's a Twitter account. There's an Instagram.
There's a Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We got them all.
Yeah.
Sockington posts on Twitter every couple of days, it looks like. Most recent post was 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, here's a 2-day gap. Here's like a 5-day gap. Here's 2 on the same day.
Yeah. So
It's just
it's
whenever.
not too much.
It's whenever something occurs to him that needs to be.
It's probably just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be one of those guys that's always tweeting constantly.
No.
No.
No, you wouldn't want to be one of those guys.
No.
So are you saying Felix shouldn't be posting every day on Facebook?
No, if it's working for Felix, it's working for Twitter's a different thing. Twitter is people can be very annoying on Twitter if they post too much.
What about cats? Can they be very annoying if they post too much too?
I don't think I've seen a cat that posts too much, but I imagine it could be possibly.
They do have such trouble typing.
If they post,
it takes them a long time just to type 140 characters.
For the 3rd time today, you're posting a picture of your furry mouse. I don't need to see.
That's a lot.
That's a little too much. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we have for you folks. Just a couple of things to investigate in the new year in your cat information travels.
Something that may be interesting or entertaining or fun for you to look into. And if you have a favorite Facebook or Twitter cat
or Instagram
cat, let us know. Maybe we don't know about it yet.
Yeah, it's possible. Between the two of us, probably one of us knows.
Possibly. Yeah.
But sure, we may not. It may be your own cat.
Yes.
And
maybe
you want to tell us.
Maybe you host your cat's Twitter.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Let's hear about it.
And we will take a look.
And we'll follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
We'd love to. What about you, Harriet? She hasn't gotten up here at all.
I know, and this is the 2nd episode in a row where I had her microphone ready to go.
And she's had nothing to say.
And she's had nothing to say.
Fine, Harriet. Well, maybe she'll have something to say next time.
We'll be ready.
In the meantime, go play with your cats.
Go play with your cats.